And then, if you would, just let those feet imprint to the floor and press a little more firmly into the right foot. You may find that your body inches itself a little bit longer. And then change and press into the left foot for a little bit of length. Both feet. I let my hands as well come up to my thigh bones. So just slightly press to my feet and feel nice and long from my hips to my crown. And then take a moment to let the arms reach up to the ceiling. And feel the back of the shoulders and the ribs coming into the mat. Feel the back of the hips getting a little bit heavier into the mat. Cross one arm over the other, giving yourself a big hug with the hands reaching around to the backs of the shoulders and the forearms, arms feeling as if they drape heavily onto the ribs. And just take 3 breaths here, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, but feeling the breath moving through the ribs. And as you let those arms release, just let them float down to the floor, feeling the backs of the shoulders and the elbows, the wrist, and the back of the hand just coming heavy into the mat, imprinting. You might lightly let the head turn right to left. You want to just find that sweet spot for yourself where it's comfortable and you balance the back of the skull comfortably to the floor. And then just invite the shoulder blades to ease down the back of you. And I'll let my legs stretch out long for a moment so that we begin in Shavasana. Notice how your body has arrived onto your mat and into your practice. Notice how your breath is moving in and out of you. And as your body is becoming more still, do you notice if your thoughts are becoming more still as well? Yoga is a practice that takes place in this present moment, and it is defined as the cessation of fluctuations in our consciousness and awareness. You have some awareness of sound in your space. It could be cars driving by, it could be a bird in a tree. But notice how you can hear that sound and identify it. And that's it. You're no longer attached to it. The same can be true for any thoughts or feelings that come to you during your practice. Identify them. And then just release the attachment. The traffic will still be there when the class is over. But the sound of the bird will still be there. Your thoughts and feelings can be waiting for you. But for just now, be in this moment. And then slowly let your right knee bend with foot to mat, and then the left foot. You can just lightly let your knees tilt to the right, tilt to the left. Just a very gentle return to movement. I'm going to take both of my knees to the left. Let the right arm reach up, up, up to the sky and reach it long and back behind you. Just let your trunk open on this right side. And then bring down the right arm and let your knees come center. They're going to drop to the right. Let the left arm lift up and just a nice long lengthening side stretch. And bring it into center. Let one knee come into the chest for a moment and then the other. And simply alternate, bringing one knee into you and then the other. Now you could start to move with your breath. Inhaling the feet out and just exhale, drawing the knee in. You may find that as you're bringing in the knee, it's an opportunity to exhale deeply. Maybe drawing your navel inward to you to help expel the breath. You might also find that you're able to hold on, maybe started at the knees, but come down lower onto the shins. Whichever knee you bring up next, hold it there. Let your hands come behind the thigh and hold on at the back of the thigh. I'm going to press that thigh bone into my hands. Let the other leg just lengthen and stretch out. And the knee that's bent, toes point and flex. Going 9, 8, 7, 6. And then point and circle in one direction. And reverse the circle. And just flex the foot and hold still for a moment. And then when you're ready to exhale, release that leg out, let it go and shake out. And I'll bend both knees, feet on the ground. I just want to take the other leg into me, hold on behind its thigh. And think about gently pressing that thigh bone into the hands. Could you let the other leg stretch out long? And the knee that's bent, it's doing the point and the flex. And let it be slow for 9, 8, 7. And you'll point the toes and circle at the ankle. And then reverse the circle. And then just hold still for a moment. And when you exhale, let that leg go out nice and long. And again, let both legs be long. I'll let both knees bend again, feet on the floor. This time I'll stretch my right arm to the sky and let my left hand come up and hold the right wrist. Take that right arm long and let it lengthen back to the floor behind you. I don't quite touch the floor. I want to feel a nice long lengthening stretch. And then let the left leg go out. So it's right arm, left leg, nice long reach, stretch in opposition. And then bring the arms in, bring in the foot. Left arm up to the sky, right hand holds the wrist, lengthen and stretch long and back. Right leg goes out. Everything's just a nice long lengthening stretch. And then those arms come down and the feet come back in. Last thing, I want to press into my feet Gently lift up my hips, shift my hips left, put them down. Let the right leg reach to the low right corner of the mat and let the left leg come over on top of it. My arms go up. My right hand holds my left wrist. It's coming towards my head, but I'm slightly going to tilt to the right. So it's as if I were doing a side stretch. I form the shape of a crescent moon. Some people like to call it a banana. And it just as you're here, let the breath be slow, easy, and gentle. And then gently release down the arms. Let the feet just kind of come into neutral. They're going to stand on the floor. The hips come to neutral. Press to the feet. Lift the hips. Shift them right. Put them down. Left leg reaches left. Left corner of your mat. Right leg comes over on top. Arms come up. Left hand holds right wrist. And my arms slightly go off to the left. Again, crescent moon. Might be more appealing for you to think of it being a croissant. You can let whatever shape come to mind that suits for you, but allows you to feel a long, slow, deep breath. It can travel not just through the right side lungs and ribs, but to the outer hip and down through the outside of the right thigh. And then gently let the hands release and the knees and the feet come to neutral. You might have to lift up those hips to let your body just come center and neutral. And again, I'm going to let my knees just tilt down to the right of me and then to the left. And if you would, make a slow, easy transition rolling to one side, coming up, hands and knees, and coming into that downward facing puppy. So knees, thigh bones to hips, straight line up. I'm going to keep my hips up in the air as I fold my trunk down. And just invite the body again to have a sense of connection into this moment here and now. Maybe really feeling the tops of your feet to the floor. Your point of focus might be at the forehead, or just breathing long into your lungs and ribs. And then slowly I'll bring up my trunk, but I'll let my hands reach to the two corners of my mat. And then slowly let the chest fold towards the mat. So again, it came onto my forehead. If I can keep my arms straight and off the mat, lovely. But if my shoulder tweaks a little bit, I'll let those elbows and forearms come down to the mat. It's about finding a way to stretch, energize the body. How will I make this pose be my pose today? And then I'm going to move slowly and let my hands start to move back so that my hips start to come towards my feet. A little bit more of a traditional child's pose. My hands might stack to make a pillow for my forehead, or maybe my forehead touches down easily and my hands could reach back to my ankles. Please be kind to your knees. And if that downward puppy is a better fit for your knees, that works too. Hands come out, more slowly coming up. Hands and knees to a tabletop. If you would, just let that right arm reach out nice and long in front of you. And bring it in. Let the left arm go out. And bring it in. If you can, start to work with your breath so that you inhale the right arm, stretching. Exhale, right hand is down, and just let yourself ground for a moment. And then inhale, left arm out. And as you exhale, bring down that hand. Work with your own breath. Notice your rhythm of breath. It might be a little slower or a little faster today. Just notice. Could you take out the right arm and the left leg and find balance? You come in, you imprint them both, and then you change sides. And when you come to center, just let yourself come on down. I'm going to come to my hands. Skin's maybe a little bit above the skin of my knees, so I can slowly bend in my elbows and just bring myself down to the floor. Stack the hands, let those legs lengthen to stretch out long behind you. Hands come in under the shoulders, elbows snug to us, palms down. As we inhale slowly, let the head, shoulders start to rise up. And can you come onto your forearms and be in a sphinx? Very strong in those forearms to give you support, with the tops of the shoulders soft and away from the ears. And as you exhale, lengthen and let your body just ease back down to the floor. I'm going to shift my hips a little bit to release. This time when my knees are bent, my feet are going to go skyward. My hands will go a little bit wider than shoulders so I can do a gentle push-up and ease back into that child's pose again. Comfortable for me, however that might be today. Remember, if you have any knee issues, hips can be higher, and you might prefer that downward puppy. And as you inhale, come on up and take a downward facing dog. And as you come on up into downward dog, I'm going to just start with my feet a little bit and let one knee bend and press to the ball of one foot and then change. But I'm not rushing this. I'll do one side, inhale, and then change sides and exhale. Inhale, change. Exhale, change. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly let both heels try to drop towards the mat. I'll let my eyes look towards my hands, walk myself out. I'm coming into a plank for a moment, just a nice long lengthening stretch there. And then soften the knees and come back into that child's pose. Again, as you get there, be comfortable. What suits for you today? As I inhale, I come up. I'm going to come more to the skin above my kneecaps and slowly bend my elbows, lower my trunk to the mat, relax my legs, relax my feet, feel nice and long, and then gently come up to elbows and forearms to be in that Sphinx. And as I let my trunk come down, my knees will bend, my feet are up, my hands are wider than my mat. Maybe I'm doing one push up and back into that child's pose again. As I inhale, I'll come up, hands and knees to downward dog. And this time, just move slowly again, but I'll let both of my heels lift up and then slowly draw back with my heels and invite them to the floor. Inhale, let them lift. Exhale, drawing them back, inviting them down. Last time, inhaling. And then exhaling, holding my downward dog for a moment. Maybe shifting my feet a little bit to help them feel more comfortable. Then gazing forward, walk out those hands and coming into a plank, firming through my arms, the sides of my chest and trunk, shoulder blades down the back. Again, make this child's pose the comfortable one for you. Comfortable for you. Hips lifted is better for you. Go with that. Inhaling up, I'm going to come to the skin above my kneecaps so I can just very slowly bend at the elbows, lower myself down, relax my feet, lengthen my legs, and come up into the Sphinx. Soft on the shoulders. Again, creating ease in the pose. And then ease down the trunk, hands wide, knees bend, feet to sky. One push up, back into that child's pose, just walking back the hands again, finding that way to be comfortable and at ease this afternoon. There's a big difference between at ease and easy. Sometimes we're actually more at ease in challenging situations. So just always finding a way for the body and the mind to unite in stillness. And then final time, I'm coming up. Downward dog. This time, I'm going to invite my knees to bend. Now, when my knees bend, my heels come up. And then I slowly try to draw down my heels and lengthen and straighten my legs. And again, let them both bend. And let the legs straighten. Last time bending. Last time straightening. Here we are, downward facing dog. Gazing to the hands. Walking out. Forming that plank. And again, cultivating strong, long. Feel that you're firm through the arms and the sides of the trunk. And let the knees come down. Shift back into a long child's pose stretch. And then inhaling up. Just coming to the skin above the kneecaps, bending the elbows to a slow descent, lengthening the legs. And when you're ready, coming up into that Sphinx. Letting the trunk float down, Hands wide, knees bend, push up, child's pose, and just be at ease for a few moments of rest. When you're ready, ease yourself on up. Take a moment to sit. And as I come on down to sit to my hips, I want to be comfortable. I will let my legs go out long in front of me. My feet are going to flex. I'm going to take the blocks with me just to have them. You don't need to use them, but should you have some blocks, you could always put them down right beside you. Gently push into them, scoot your bottom back, scoot your bottom down. Something that just helps you remember to lengthen up and be long and tall. Taking a soft, easy breath, I'll let my fingers go slightly behind me. Lift up my heart and my eyes and gaze upward for a moment. And then gently release and let my hands just walk forward. I'm not going to my far extremes, just having a light, easy movement. Letting the hands come back behind, lengthen, lift up, gaze to the sky. And then gently release and walk forward. Last time, coming on back. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Easing on down, walking on out. Beautiful. And this time when I come up, it's just to sit up. I'll take my left leg and let my knee bend. Right leg opens out to the right side. Same thing. I'll just be light as I move, but this time in all four directions. So hands behind me, lengthen and lift up. Gently release, let my hands come forward a bit. Notice any tightness on the inner thigh. I'll gently walk up. This time I'll go to my right for an easy stretch and to my left for an easy stretch. And I'll turn and face my right leg for an easy stretch or rotation. And I'll turn and face left. Beautiful. And just come back to center. As you sit here, think about your trunk being long and tall. Left hand's on that left knee. Right hand reaches inside. Could you let your right arm stretch down to grab hold of the right big toe? And then with your trunk opening left, could the left arm come up and overhead? Beautiful. As you inhale, rise up. Do it one more time. Fingers behind you. Lift up. Gaze skyward. And release. Let the hands walk you forward. And walk you back. Take a stretch over to your right. And over to your left. Take a rotation to your right. Beautiful. To your left. We're already here now, so we're ready to stay here. Right arm reaches down to my right leg. Left hand's on my left knee. I'm holding wherever it's comfortable. Can the left arm come overhead? As you inhale to sit up, this time let that right knee cross in front. Same thing. Fingertips are behind us. Lengthen and lift up. Hands come in front of us. Lengthen to come forward. Walk yourself up. Side stretch right and left. Light as you go. Easy rotation right. Easy rotation left. Beautiful. This time I'll put down my left elbow. My right hand's on my right knee. Open and lengthen through the trunk and take that right arm overhead. As you inhale and come up, right hand behind you. Left hand to the right knee. Lengthen up. Rotate to look right. And gently come center. Both hands are behind us. Lengthen, lift up. And release to walk forward. And walking in. Easy side bend right to left. Easy rotation right to left. And then if you would, it's left elbow on the left thigh bone. You're really inviting it to come down to the earth as you open and lift over with your right arm. As you inhale up, right hand's behind you, left hand's on the right knee. Lift up, rotate and look. Beautiful. And then gently release. Just let both legs stretch out nice and long. And feel comfortable in those legs. Feel comfortable in your body. And then when you're ready, yes, left leg out, right knee in. Fingertips, yes, we all agree. Thank you so much. Fingertips behind, lengthen and lift up and over. I'm reaching up, I'm gazing to the stars. I'm easy as I gently walk out in front. So, gazing and rotational poses are all about new perspectives or just different perspectives. I'll ease myself up. I'm going to take an easy stretch left and right. And I'll just do an easy twist left and an easy one to the right, just very light as I go. Left hand reaches to the inside left leg, maybe reaching to the toe. Right hand's at my knee. I'm going to lengthen. And could the right arm come up and overhead? As you inhale up, again, just think about looking at a new perspective as you gently, shoulders drop down the back and eyes gaze to the stars. And then gently let yourself walk forward, maybe looking out in front of you. And then gently coming in, take a stretch left and right. And then that easy twist left and an easy rotation right. So here I am. Left hand comes back to my left leg. I'll ease down that arm, maybe hold at the toes, right hand at the knee as I lengthen and open. Could the right arm come overhead? Beautiful. And then gently come up, and I'll bring my left knee to cross in front. And again, just light and easy, fingertips behind me. If I lift up my heart and I gaze to the stars, infinite possibilities up there. And then gently release, and the hands walk forward. Just looking beyond your fingertips. And walking that back in, just a light, easy side stretch left and right. Beautiful. I'm going to rotate left. And then just lift up and come around right. When I come to center, it is my right elbow that comes onto my right thigh. My left hand's at my left one. And just a light overhead stretch left arm. And then inhale up, fingertips behind us. Lifting gaze. And releasing. Lengthen forward, looking out. And then walking back in. Left arms to my left, right arms over. Easy side stretch. Easy side stretch. When you come center, lengthen up, look around left. Beautiful. Coming center, lift up, look around right. And when I stop in center, it is right elbow down, left hand at the knee, nice long side bend. And as you inhale and come up, just let those legs lengthen to stretch out for a moment. And then take yourself around, hands and knees to downward facing dog. Just notice if anything has changed for you as you come into the pose. You may find that you feel a little more tension in the hips since we've been sitting on them for a while. You may find that your legs have a little bit more ease in them. Okay, so could I take off my left toes and just let my left toes come behind my right heel? In fact, my left big toe was just kind of playing with my right heel. And then come to neutral, downward dog. Could your right foot come over and just kind of play with the left heel? And come back to downward dog. Could your right hand come over and try to touch and hold some part of the left leg or maybe the left ankle? And come back to downward dog. Left hand reaches across to downward dog. Easy breath. Let your eyes gaze forward as you walk out into a beautiful long plank. Long and strong, firm through the arms, the trunk, thighs. And you exhale, soften at the knees. It's a moment into a child's pose as you lengthen. Inhale, coming up. Skin above the kneecaps, bending at the elbows, coming on down, relaxing legs, dropping the forearms into that sphinx. And again, just being mindful of how the body feels and how completely different stretch. It maybe wasn't one that was particularly easy, but just invited gentle movement through the trunk can make a difference. As you exhale and you release down, hands wide, knees bend, feet up, push up, and take a child's pose. If you can, come back to a child's pose you did earlier. And again, just notice how the body feels. If there's a little more ease in the pose for you. And then a slow return to hands and knees. I'm going to come up though and into a standing forward bend. So I want to take it slowly, comfortably for me. Then I'm putting one foot to the ground, second foot. Here I am, folding forward. Knees are going to be soft. I can work with the blocks. I could really stack up blocks so that as I rest down, I'm really feeling supported or making contact with some surface that allows me to be at ease. Check that all of your toes have a little bit of space. Sometimes one toe wants to kind of trespass over. Give everybody space. Feel strong and active on both toes and heels. Nice deep breath, and you exhale, draw your navel in deeply, and think about your trunk lengthening longer towards the earth. I'm going to let both of my knees bend a small bit and straighten and bend. Beautiful, and straighten. And a last time, bending and straightening. This time as I bend my knees, it's to transition up into a chair. So I take it slowly, palms to heart. I'm always noticing what feels comfortable for me. And then make it strong, but inhale up. Think about a volcano just erupting with the energy from the earth. Exhale, release, lengthen, and fold. Again, once you come down, balanced on the feet, all of the toes imprinting. Deep breath, and when you exhale, draw that navel in snug. And then soften at the knees, remembering you're transitioning to come into a chair, so take it slowly for you. Palms to the heart. I'll let my arms scoop up. And we inhale tall, lengthen upward, upward, upward. And exhale, lengthen, float, and release. Again, you've come down, you're just going to let yourself be at ease. Again, soft knees as you transition to your chair. Let those arms just give you the scoop. And then inhale tall into that volcano. And as you exhale, soften to release. Left hand comes behind the back. Right arm reaches out. Inhale, lengthen, lift up tall. As you exhale, you circle around to your left. Beautiful. Inhale, open. Exhale, rotate left. Inhale. Notice that the room looks differently as you come around to the left. Now, inhale, opening. My right arm's going back behind me. My left arm's going to reach out. I'm looking to my right wall. Inhale, up in the center. Exhale, look to your left wall. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last ones. When I inhale up, I'll come back into that volcano and feel the two sides of me lengthening, lengthening, and lengthening. And as you exhale, release, take the forward fold. Just take a moment to be there. Again, check in with your feet. The knees softening, hands to the thigh bones as you transition into your chair. And you're just taking your time. And would it help to bring those arms up in a scoop? Inhale, stand tall on that volcano. The hands come down. It's going to be my right one behind my back and my left arm reaching out. Inhale, tall. Exhale around to the right. Again, you can just let your eyes gaze about the room as you come back. And drawing the navel, you're around to the right. The room has a sense of being different as you come around and change perspectives. Up and around. Beautiful. Okay, left arm's going back. It's going to go all the way back, back behind me. My right arm reaches out. I'm looking to my left wall. Inhale up. Exhale, look to your right wall. Inhale. Exhale, your left. Up. Your right. Up. Your left. Last one. Up your nice long tall volcano. Exhale, lengthen, float, and fold forward, bend. Beautiful. Soften the two knees. My hands find my thigh bones. I'm coming into my chair. And then my arms could scoop up. When you inhale, come tall into that volcano. And this time change. Fingers will interlace, invert skyward. Knees are going to soften. Tailbone tilts back, breastbone tilts up, gazing to those stars. And then as you inhale, straightening the legs, lengthening upward, let the arms release and take another long forward fold. I'm going to move slowly. My knees will come on down. I'll take my right foot forward between my hands into a nice long runner's lunge. Let it be comfortable for you. Again, first invite that sense of truly firming the right foot. You want to press it to the ground, feel firm into the right thigh, long through the back and trunk. And then ease down that left knee, left shin and foot. I'm going to let my right knee move a little bit beyond my ankle for a moment, just to give me a little deeper stretch. Straighten back that right leg, and I'm going to let my right foot kind of toe and heel out. My right foot went to ballet class, and the toes are facing to that right corner. And again, I'm going to gently come into a lunge. I have my two blocks to give me some support, but could I maybe bring my forearms down? And I have my right shoulder kind of inside that right thigh. And my hands give me some support as I'm coming up. I'm going to release and come back with my knee. We'll take a little stop in a child's pose. Just think about coming down and relaxing. And then easing yourself up, taking the left foot forward between the hands. And at first, again, just really ground into that left foot, maybe press into it. Feel that you're firming the left thigh. You're going to hold in the lunge and breathe with it. Lower the right knee. Again, I'm going to let my left knee go a little bit beyond my ankle bone. A little deeper lunge. And then ease back. And my left foot's going to turn out. It's as if it went to ballet class. Both of my blocks inside that left leg. I'm coming into a deeper lunge. My left elbow, my left shoulder to be inside that leg, giving me a deeper stretch into lizard pose. And then gently unwind. So here we go. One last time. Could you take a downward dog? Notice how the body feels and how it may have evolved for you over the course of the practice. Let the eyes gaze towards your fingers. Walk yourself out into that plank again. Feeling long and strong, noticing if anything's changed. Relax the knees, drop back into that child's pose. And then bringing yourself up. Remember, you come to the skin above the kneecaps so you can bend at the elbows and lower. Relax the legs. Hands coming in, elbows coming in. You're on your forearms in that Sphinx pose. Take a nice deep breath. Let the eyes look right. And can you look over your right shoulder? And then coming through center, let your eyes look left and your head move left. And then gently coming to center. Let yourself slowly lengthen to fold down. Knees bending, feet up, hands wide. Push up, easy back, child's pose. And when you're ready, ease yourself up. We'll come and lie down on our back, both knees bent. Pose of awareness for constructive rest. but just getting comfortable as you ease to the mat. And if you wish, again, you might take a little shift, just dropping the knees right to left a couple of times, not as a pose, but just as a release or a stretch. And then as you come to neutral, feel long through your back, your neck, your shoulders. Take the arms to the sky, feel the weightedness, shoulders and ribs to mat. Cross one arm over the other, giving yourself a hug. Inviting the ribs and the hips to sink into the floor. And then gently let the arms go. I'm going to take a small movement for myself. I like to put blocks beside me. At home, you could always use a cushion. I let the soles of my feet come together and my knees drop open. Now I could do it without the blocks as well, but having a little bit of support can be helpful. Again, take your time, feel nice and long through your torso. I'll let my arms be close to my legs and thighs so I look a little bit like a letter A with my arms. And as you're here, I invite you to bring your awareness to your tailbone. And might you just use that sense of intention to move the breath in through the nose, drawing it long through the ribs and trunk, to the belly, into the hips. Can you breathe to your tailbone? And as you're breathing to the tailbone, or maybe just having awareness there, think about releasing any tension or holding at it. You might notice too, it has a slight downward tilt, almost as if you had a fishing line that was dropping from your tailbone down into the waters of the earth. And then if you would, bring your awareness to your navel. Again, you might think about breathing to the navel. Or maybe just having the intention of being mindful in the navel. And your hands and arms stay on the floor, but let them slide out so you look like a letter T. Your hands and your fingers lengthen, widen away from center. And you might start to really become more mindful of your solar plexus. Space north of your waistline, but well south of the heart. And again, feel the arms open, expansive. Feel the expansiveness of that part of the body. And then bring your focus and awareness to the heart center. And again, the arms are open. There's a broadness and expansiveness. The heart is opening. The heart is expansive. And then keeping the arms and hands close to the floor, can you just slide them so they come up a little bit on the floor, looking maybe like a letter Y? Notice how your head and neck might have slightly shifted, creating a little more length in the throat. And can you breathe into that throat? Taking a deep breath and really feeling, hearing the breath as it echoes through the long open chamber of the throat. And as you exhale, really pressing the breath out through that space. And then bringing awareness to the space between the eyebrows. Same thing. It's slightly open or lifted here. There's a sense of expansiveness. Space between the eyebrows is softening. We're free of any tension or constraint. The space feels open. Next time you're exhaling, let your arms slide back in and support your outer thighs to bring them to neutral. And just really gently let the knees come up and into the chest so you hug them in for a moment. You could stay just like this, or it might feel comfortable to open the legs and come into a happy baby pose. And then gently let those feet release, knees release, feet to the floor. If you wish, let the legs stretch out long and away from you, returning to Shavasana. Maybe noticing if anything has changed from when you first lay down. And inviting your body, and then again the mind, to become still and quiet at rest. And then slowly, if you would, let one knee bend with foot to floor and then the other. Returning to this pose of awareness. Bringing palms to heart. Just feeling the connection to your heart center. As you look within the heart, can you behold that true essence of self? You might consider it your being, your higher self. It might simply be the connection into your heart center, to that knowing sense that is within the heart, that truly knows you. With palms to heart, take a moment to celebrate respectfully yourself and all who've joined with us this evening in greeting. Namaste. I thank you very much for being here and staying with us. Please take your time. You could stay here the entire time you'd like, maybe taking a few more minutes for yourself just to be with knees bent. You might want to roll to your side and linger there. Just again, taking your time as you go. And I thank you.